Well, it's certainly been a pleasure to have the opportunity to be here today to work through the stock show and have had the opportunity to be up here a time or two before with judging teams that have watched the show, and I knew the quality of the show and the prestige that goes along with it from coming up and watching through those years. But until you step in here and truly just have an opportunity to lay an eye on all the hogs that walk through the ring, I think a very impressive set of hogs that have worked through the ring today, but a tremendous set of kids. I think they said from 9 different states that have really did a nice job. Not just the 5 that are out here now and the 5 that are waiting in the holding area, but every one of the young kids who did a tremendous job today. I hope they all feel like they got a fair look, and we tried to say something either positive or something we'd change about each of the hogs before they left the arena. But I thought all the young kids were very gracious and very professional, and a tremendous set to work with. Let's put our hands together and congratulate all the kids for a tremendous job. I know we did it a time or two, but probably we don't do it enough. But the board crew that's worked out here, and the people back in behind, and the people weighing over here and doing all the processing, and all the people involved with the show to help make it run so smoothly, and to have the opportunity for you all to come to an additional show throughout your show career through the year. I think make sure to be able to thank those people when it's said and done. I know their paychecks probably aren't very big at times, but those folks volunteered and did a tremendous job, and I think we need to put our hands together and thank all of them for a tremendous job also. And I know we're concerned in terms of which hog is going to win the biggest purple ribbon of the day, and I think we've got 5 very good representatives out here. I don't want to take too long because I realize that a lot of you have distances to drive, and you've got to get back home, and you young kids have school tomorrow, which I know you're excited about, but it is what it is, and that's what you've got to do. And I think we've got a nice set as we started the day here with the black-headed gilt that won our first division. That one certainly opened up and square and reads very true and fresh and muscular as you study her throughout. I told you earlier that if I could set her shoulder back in her ever so slightly and maybe lengthen her hip in her just a bit, but I think that one has the build of an awfully productive and fundamental kind of market hog. It's fresh and youthful in terms of her look. The bluegill on the far side that won the second division, I don't think there's much weight difference between that pair of hogs. That one has something that's so hard to find in the hog industry today, and taking on my new adventure with what I do now and traveling the country and selling feed, that gilt has one thing that we don't sell in a bag and that we don't sell in a bucket, and that's called skeleton. And that one can go all day long. That one is so flexible and so functional and so good as you watch her get out and travel and trail. I just think she's so good as you study the angles of her skeleton. I love her look and I love her design. I told you earlier that if I were to change that one, I'd open her up maybe in the center part of that cavity and just give her a bit more dimension and power throughout, but an awfully nice representative out of our second division. Our third division's a little belted barrow here that really reads with a nice shape. That barrow is really fresh and productive. Probably needs a little more length as we study him right out of his rump. He's got a good running gear in him, though. He's good-footed. He's stout-featured. Again, maybe on the lighter end where we need to be super competitive here today, but a lot of quality in that particular hog also. Spotted up barrow over here on the far side. Made a comment to the guys at the table earlier. I like talking about this barrow because I like a lot of things about him. At the same time, I've got a 4-year-old at home that likes to play connect the dots, and I could have fun talking about this hog all day, and she could connect dots on that hog all day, and that'd be a fun one to have in your barn. That one's stout and that one's square, so fresh and productive. As you study one that's good-footed and really square-built, really gives you so many dynamics in terms of where we need to be industry-wise. I think that barrow has a lot of good also. And our heavy barrow, one that as we study a 300-pound barrow that still reads with that kind of youthfulness and that kind of shape. He really looks good and he's attractive in his makeup. Maybe a little frailer as we study him from a foot and bone standpoint, but another one that still has a tremendous amount of good to him. I think as you look at all 5, there's a lot of value in them, but I think there's one that suits me awfully well. That's the spotted up barrow, and he'll be your champion here today.
was 48.
Congratulations to Nathan Philippi from Davie, Nebraska. He's the owner of the 2010 Sar Ben Champion Market Swine. Nathan's barrel weighs 284 pounds, and tonight he'll be a part of the sale of champions here at Sar Ben. Congratulations again, Nathan. Job well done. Remind everybody to stay around for our awards following here. We'll go into those in just the next 5 or 6 minutes, so please stay around for the special awards following.
Well, he brings in that solid black barrel that was second to our spotted up barrel in class. And I told you then that as we picked that barrel apart, I thought he needed to be just a nickel wider as we start him at the ground up into his knee and his chest. But maybe we were being pretty critical of one that had a tremendous amount of good. He's so sound, he's so flexible, and that barrel is stout as you study him in his skull. The big footed, and he reads with an awfully nice turn up into his top. I guess it might get a little closer as you study him out here with the bluegill over here that's so good in terms of her skeleton and her design. I think as you study that pair, though, and I'm the one that I guess likes to keep similar kinds together, and I think the one that's the most like our champion, the black barrel that was reserve in that division, will be your reserve overall.
Thank you, Brian. The reserve champion coming out of Division 4 is owned by Zach Williamson from Glenville, Minnesota. His barrel weighs 286 pounds. He also will be a part of tonight's sale. Congratulations to you, Zach, on a job well done.